Alright. Welcome to Lister's channel. I am a person who goes by the name Listers, and today, unfortunately, I'm alone streaming today. Realised I've forgotten to open up my and I've also forgotten to do the Twitch thing. I need to do that separately. Whoops. Give me just a little bit. I hate that I can't do all these from one place. Like, it's kind of hard. I'm competing with everybody in the World Cup today. Jesus. But yeah. Okay. Don't really matter. I'm happy with whatever the Smega do. As long as I can, do something for it, like the thing is with this, the thing is, right? It, to me, it doesn't actually matter too much whether or not, like, the little people donate under me or if they donate under like a bigger streamer, right? Because as long as I can get. Hopefully, I can get some eyes on the little charity thing, right? I don't mind too much. If I don't personally contribute that much, all I need to do is hope that the overall campaign, which seems to be doing very well, as long as that goes well. Okay. Okay, right. In terms of the major order, things are going fine. Right. Okay. However, nonetheless, today we continue on Yed Pryor. I've got to continue voting for Yed Pryor and hope we get the DSS there. I don't know what the DSS is going to do within the campaign. I just know that we have to do it. I'll jump in on Super Helldivers. Hopefully I'll join up with someone. Alright, I'm with some people who are rather high in level today, it seems. Yes, I will be alone. If anybody wants to join, I would actually, I would be willing to open up the a slot and have anybody in the chat join. I know how to do that now, so I can. I'll have the scythe. I'll just go my usual and go. This is rapid acquisition. That's not a thing then. Do everything on the. Gonna go with Stoker. Got to assist these guys all I can with a rapid acquisition. Rapid acquisition, once again, one of the hardest types of mission in this game, but it's also very fun. So, jeez, I really do think it is my mic that's too high. Okay, yep, yes, yeah, okay. Then I've got a weird noise gate that's messing it up a bit. Okay. No, I do need to increase my volume a bit. Yeah, that seems to work. Just make the overall sound just a little bit quieter, that should help. Okay. Right, just try and get some of these bars thrown over here. Smegheads have just given up. I have accidentally picked up someone's swinging hell bomb. Gotta just throw everything I can, just get it further forward. It helps if I don't fat finger the button. Jesus, right, okay. Gotta just do all I can. I don't know if it's successful, but you gotta keep trying. Free. 24. Just 3 more. Nope, that's me. Well, I couldn't do everything. Hello again, Trainee 2! One Trainee 2, yeah, I'm doing okay, I'm doing quite well, actually. Things have been, things have been busy. I've kind of done that thing where I overbook my schedule quite a lot. But other than that, I've actually been okay. Just, having this is my first, well, yesterday was my first charity stream, so it's like, it's a new thing for me. I've been sort of experimenting with my workload kind of thing, and just trying to do different things every day, trying to figure out what's been fun and what's been good. But yeah, so it's very good to see you again. I've honestly really missed you. Yeah, it's like one of the big things of like, I was like, I felt like, I was, very much. That's such a shame to seeing that it's the very last mission that I've just missed out on. But yeah, I'm doing well, honestly. I was at that point where it's like, oh wow, I'm doing a lot better. I'm going to try and step up a bit more, and then I had to step back down a little bit out of things. But yeah, it's good to see. Yeah, it's like good to see you two being busy as well. Yeah, I was going to say, it's like there have been times when I've been like, right, I shouldn't have Trainee is somewhat busy right now. Yeah. So how have you been? What have you been doing? Honestly, like I'm just kind of interested. Because it's like at this point, it's nice to see. It's nice to catch up on the regulars, ask what you've been doing and stuff like that, because I'm genuinely curious. Right, let's go on to the next one. Right, okay. Why are we in this bit? I have to be part of the charity event right now, so I can't be doing other things. If he has to move to this next one, I actually do have to drop to go somewhere else. Yeah, he did far. Probably drop in the chat, but yeah, I'd rather we drop into yours. Oh no, he's dropped completely. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, nice! You got a part-time job, helping keeping you busy, going to all sorts of doctors. It feels like there's no end. It might end up in psych eval. So many things. Yeah. It's like, it's good to see you got a part-time job, and I get the thing of doctors. There's a thing of like, I'll admit I've had to sign up to another doctor somewhat recently, just because, like, I'm still in a bit of chaos from moving around a lot. But yeah, it's a case of at least over here that when it comes to that kind of thing, it's like, a lot of I've found that it's hard for a lot of doctors to sort of get that kind of thing. I've kind of always it's one of those things with me. It's like I have to be. I found that being like, for the doctors that I've had, being very direct with the doctors has generally been a thing that's worked well to get help them. But I know for a fact that's not with every doctor kind of thing. It's like everybody's truthful to the doctor, but it's one of those things of like, the doctors in my place actually have started asking me, "Oh, what do you think about your condition? What do you think might help it?" And because I can throw up what I personally think, they seem to be a lot more receptive to that. And I don't think that that's necessarily the case for everybody, because there's a lot of doctors I've seen from people online that like would rather you don't do that. So it's like, yeah, it's like, the thing is that different doctors the medical things, I don't even really want to call it an industry. That's more of a thing. But yeah, the med. Oh jeez, I've just realised we've got one reinforced thing left. But yeah, and I'm jammed. This is, oh god, I've landed in a kind of terrible spot. This is a very Super Destroyer withdraws in 15 seconds. Jesus, why I've not had the best luck on this planet, have I? I haven't even gotten my things. However, I guess it's worth it to. Yeah, I think it's really nice that your doctors do it though. Not gonna lie. Any updates on your house, by the way? Yeah. Probably. I need to. Cause. Oh god, that's what this is. This isn't a thingy. This is a sneaking mission, right? Yeah. In terms of things going on with the flat, we have in general there are several issues that are ongoing. I don't know if I've mentioned that the last time there was a small issue with the main issues are the leaking, which hasn't stopped. Occasionally in Scotland there will be like a burst of extremely heavy rain and all of the water goes in. But I'm properly moved into this new place now. Everything, even the council tax, which, there was a little bit of an issue there, where the council hadn't properly registered that we live here, and that seems to be a rather consistent Wow, I'm getting friendly fire. That's the first time I've seen them do friendly fire against each other. Ouch. I'm... That was a mistake. Sorry, I'm also trying to find where this key card is. Is that it there? It is. Oh, time to run away. Yeah, there was leaking, there was counterattacks issues, most things just haven't been fixed in that sense, but otherwise I'm not actually doing as badly in this new place. Because it is my new place, like, you know, I have much more consistent control over things. That's why I'm able to do like a proper charity stream. It's like, oh yeah, I can just tell my flatmate, hey, I'm just going to do this charity stream. We should have dinner early instead of later, you know, and let's I have a general control over it, so I'm not going to be in the middle of a stream when I do that. I will have to return back to my old place in November to look after the family rabbit, but until then, like, you know, settling into the new place has. I'm hoping that we've solved all the issues minus the leakage. The council doesn't take out the bins, you know, is the biggest problem. So we currently have, because of the World Cup being on, the living room is full of cans of drinks, and there's not really much I can do about that because I've accidentally taken somebody else's rifle, but that's fine, I guess. Yeah. Overall, yeah, because it's like what we complained, and it seems that they do take out the bins every Thursday now. We've been able to catch up with that, right? However, what's happened since is someone's stolen 2 of the bins, which, you know, doesn't sound like a bad thing, except from the fact that we are sharing between, what, 3 blocks of apartment. So having 2 less bins means that, like, it only takes, like, you know, after you fill, like, every, basically, jeez, there's a lot of them. Well, you already live there, that's so cool. How does it feel to have your own place again? Yeah, it does actually feel brilliant. I had just a lot of ongoing mental health issues going back to living at family. And a lot of them actually seem to have mostly solved because I was able to basically bring my responsibilities back into my own hands. Believe it or not, it's one of those things of, like, technically having family to take care of you should make life easier, but it removes a lot of the old sort of habits and the freedoms of not having to explain yourself from between those weird habits that actually work. You know, there are things like you know, oh wow, there are things like to exercise I can walk up and down the stairs, which I couldn't in my family house because it's a bungalow in my family house, but and that's kind of worked. It's allowed me, because the stairs have rails and stuff. I've fallen down the stairs once, but I didn't badly injure myself. I just had a sort of I think I damaged a muscle under the armpit from having fallen on the arm for a little bit, but it wasn't a severe injury, like, not compared to, like, you know. So it's like, yeah, regaining mobility, a bit hard, but I'm able to do it in my own house consistently. So I'm able to get a lot more consistent exercise than I was living with family, which is actually one of the good things. I'm with control over my own, with living with my, because I have control over my own diet as well. I'm actually a little bit more able to. I've found that, like, so I am in the process of losing a little bit of the weight that I gained from having, from getting from being disabled. Basically, there's like the general shift in, oh crap, I no longer can leave the house for long periods of time. That is starting. I'm at least on the path to regaining back where that was. I'm not quite at the point where it's like I can say, oh, I can I can go to work again, kind of thing. There are still very much issues that it's like it being so inconsistent, and the idea of, like, if I miss like a single bus, it might just trigger itself and just be like, yep, no more being able to move. Good luck getting family to pick me up after that, because that has kind of had to happen at least a few times. But overall, I feel like I'm in, because I've got my own place, I'm actually in a position that I can recover, even if I'm not necessarily yet. No. Crap, he spotted me. And I completely missed that throw, for snake's sake. Oh. Where is it? Am I running past it? I am. Oh crap, he saw me! Ah! Right behind me as well! Right. But yeah, it is a thing of, like, being able to do a whole lot more. I've got in constant. One of the best things is that I'm in constant contact with my friends again. Right, there's one of those things of having a support network, very important. And it's like one of those things of, like, now my friends are fighting for my time again. Oh god, I need to somehow get to the south of the map in time. Okay. I've thrown the last one, and unfortunately, calling in the last thing we'll get. There were some issues with your parents earlier in your life. I actually wouldn't say so. It very much is that the issues that I have are very much later things, not earlier things. Like, I still feel, although, like, my mum was, single parent family, it was still very much a case of, I feel like I was raised well. Even the school I went to only completely collapsed in how good it was just after I left, right? So I still feel like I was raised well, but in the modern day, it's a case of my mum is a little bit, oh crap, not overbearing, I would say, but she is interested. She'll tell me I should be doing certain things. Like, she bought me a Fitbit with the thing of, like, oh right, you should be getting in this amount of steps a day, and I was like, I don't have use for this. I have on my phone already a thing that does that, and the issue is I struggle to get outside in the first place, right? Because that's been my legitimate thing. It's not a case of, like, I want to do this. It's I can't do this, but I still am able to. The biggest issue was, one, I don't actually have a bedroom in where my mum lives, right? So if I was, your friend should absolutely be fighting to get some time. Yeah, thank you. That's the thing. I'm actually. I'm very happy for that compliment, I will say. So yeah, it's like, Jeez, I still got to get up all the way up there. Yeah. But yeah. With my mum, it's a case of like she does try. She does try. I don't get on with well, I say I don't get on with I don't know about the person that she's going out with right now. It's one of those things of like he's got a very old-fashioned attitude and doesn't seem to. You know that thing if some older folks don't always necessarily get mental health and stuff, like, you know, it's generally what he's the issue with him. It's a case of like he doesn't quite get that. Oh crap! Is that 3 of us? Nope, we got one more guy. Yeah, cool. All out. Yeah. We're off for the GG after that. Wow. That was an unexpected sneaking mission. I didn't expect to be doing that. But yeah. 4 GGs. All good. But yeah. Yeah, other than that, it's one of those things of like he doesn't quite get that you know, the mobility issues that I have are sporadic and do mean that sometimes I'm unable to do simple things. Like, for example, like if I tried, right, I'm getting a little bit better, right? You know, so these are things that I can do now, right? Things like doing the dishes, right? Where it's like occasionally I have like just moving my arms about would take twice the energy that it normally would. Not out of the fact that I am lazy, it is the fact that like my body, like half of the muscles in my body would not activate, right, because of issues with that. Yeah, that it's one of those things of like, you know, it doesn't help that my mum doesn't understand that we can all hear her on the phone. You know, it's a case of like when they are talking about that, and it's a case of like, no, I literally can't do some of these things. You know, he doesn't get that, and he's like, oh, he's lazy. He should be doing these kind of things, kind of thing. You know, and it doesn't help that my brother's like that as well. You know, it's like they should be, you know, and it's all of these, you know, things of like there's an expectation on me that my mum doesn't want to put on me, but there are on me, kind of thing. It's one of those things of like, you know, I'm always a person who would like to do more, to help more, right? And like because I've moved out, I'm able to do a lot of these old things again. You know, I'm slowly recovering, right? And it is a slow recovery. There have been times where I've bitten off a little bit more than I can chew. I agreed to meet some people, but I agreed to meet too many people, and therefore with a packed schedule, instead of just being, you know, what you would usually expect when it's like, as an introvert, you have your social battery, right? And you have to recharge that. I found that people actually recharge it differently, right? But for me, it is a weekly thing. It's like I can actually do several days of actually interacting with people. But if I have like 3 days in a row of interacting with people, I am completely exhausted from it and can't do much. Like, that is my trouble. Like, you know, and the issue is, because of the disability, right, I can't, that if I do that, right, then there is a good chance I will literally be unable to move on a day like that. There have been, like, it doesn't help that it's a little bit delayed as well, which is the odd thing about it. That's why it doesn't make any sense to a lot of people, where it's like, you know, it feels like it's, it's a commando mission, I can't bring these. Okay, cool. Yeah. I should have brought different armor. Oh well. I've forgotten how to do commando missions, but I'm being called into a lot of them. Still, these are quite fun. But yeah, in general, it's been, you know, it's been good to be able to do things again, I'll say that. You know, there's less expectations on me because I've got less responsibilities on me. Because the responsibility is, if I do this, then I also suffer the consequences. The only issue is that the council aren't able to thingy. So like when it's like a case of, okay, some days, some days my my condition activates and I can't take out the bins. The bins are there's only usually a bin free on the Thursday they take it out. So if my condition activates on a Thursday, then I literally can't take the bins out for another week. Is one of those things. Like, understand that that's budget reasons. The council probably doesn't get a lot of budgets. This is quite a studenty city, but yeah, it does mean that I generally struggle to just throw that as far as I can. It's probably going to be completely useless, but I can only call in the thing once, so it's worth dealing with that in order to think. But yeah, the condition does mean that there are days where I can't do things. When you're living with family like that, that becomes an issue because your family asks, why did you even when you say you did oh, don't worry, I'll do this today, I'll do I'll do the dishes, or I'll cook the rice. There are some days when I can't, and the explanation that no, I did really want to do that doesn't really it doesn't really not activate, but doesn't make sense to a lot of people, and that feels worse than it necessarily should sometimes, and yeah, like because I it's the issue of being like the kind of person. What if you've lived most of your life being one of those people? It's like, yeah, it's like I'm a person of their word kind of thing, right? That's one of those things that don't always when you have to break that and it's not in your ability, it still feels absolutely terrible because it feels like you shouldn't have promised that in the first place, kind of thing. Yeah, it really. I'm glad that I'm probably on the better end of it, because when it started, it was horrible. Like, moving out of my old place was absolutely dreadful, because it's like a case of like, oh, I've got a limited amount of time to do this, right? I have the pressure of having to fill in a whole bunch of forms to try and get out of the place, and it all compounded into being like literally unable to get a lot of the objects from the last place out of my last place, and I think I got a hefty fine for it as well. But it, and being so it's like, it didn't help that one of my flatmates very much was very angry at me for being literally unable to do it. Like, I literally had to be on the floor because I jumped up to answer the door, right? And I literally couldn't move after that. Like, it was a case of like, right, no, I'm stuck on the floor because I can't move. Like, that's all my muscles gone. And it's like, I've got a day left to clear the flat, and it was, yeah, that was still utterly terrible. I'm glad that it's not usually that bad. The worst it'll be is that it's like, oh right, it's gotten to the point where most of the time having a walking stick has been enough, right? And that's sort of and as long as I'm not outside for too long, and I need to watch my schedule to make sure I'm not overly thingied, and then I'm fine. But yeah, it's been horrible before, and it's becoming manageable. I'm hoping that it's just a case of like, oh, I'm actually recovering, and hopefully soon I'll be able to, things will start. I can start properly recovering soon because, as I say, I'm at that point where I'm trying to stretch. It's called functional neurological disorder, is what it's called. It manifests in different ways. Sometimes it's functional gait disorder. For me, it was functional drop attacks and functional gait disorder. So it's a case of like, my body basically, the brain had short circuited on the. I don't know if short circuited is the right word. What they usually say is like the brain oversends information to the point where it's I lost the ability to move, basically, where every time my brain would send the information, hey, we should walk, the brain would send multiple points of information, and it would and it would mess up the ability to walk. Oddly enough, there are little things that still worked. For example, I could go up and down the stairs, right? That part of my functionality still worked. The brain sent normal messages when it came to things like walking up and down the stairs. And also one of those was walking with a walking stick. Where walking with a walking stick was usually it changed the messages my brain was sending, so I was usually I was a lot more able to move with it, but once again it wasn't guaranteed. It's still had little issues trying to do things. As I say, it's like, it took a long time for us to actually figure that out, because it was like, I'd been to like multiple doctors with it. The physiotherapists, unfortunately, I've had varied results from them. Some of them have been very useful. Give me things. They've given me a lot of exercises to do to try and reduce the brain's over reliance on things, and nice. Right, we've got all 3 key cards. Yeah. Overall, we've reduced the overactiveness of it. But yeah, things are starting to work again. I feel like I am recovering on the slight part. Like, one of the physiotherapists said there's clearly something going on underneath that I need to solve first before the things are solving, and I feel, I feel like I am working my way to that. It's once again the thing. If like I wasn't in the best state when these things started happening. I'll say that because that was like it was the unfortunate thing of like it was the NHS was already struggling. The health service of the country was already struggling because it was COVID. I had a job during COVID. I was one of the people that was like, oh crap! If there's an international state of emergency, I've got to do my part. Doesn't matter my own mental health, and I kind of pushed that way too far and got and I'm suffering the consequences because of that. But it's one of those things of like, when it's for a noble cause, you want to push yourself. It's always something that I've felt like I can't. It's one of those things of like, there's a reason why our generation is starting to take mental health really seriously, because if you ignore it too much, it has physical consequences. And in this case, I developed a second condition that very much has had dire consequences on my part, because until this year, I would say I've been basically unable to leave the house without a walking stick. I'm not. I'm still able to leave with a walking stick nowadays. That's where I do most, but it's a case of like the days where I literally can't move at all are becoming much rarer than they were at the start. There used to be at least, it used to be like every few days I literally couldn't get out of bed, because, not out of not out of the original mental health symptoms either, because the issue is when I would have bad mental health days, I would, they would be their own problem, but the condition I have is actually the physical condition is usually delayed by a day or two. So I can have a really bad day, recover, feel completely fine, and then my physical condition is completely deteriorated. So it's like I have terrible luck with this, because one bad day usually means several bad days. But nowadays that's starting to become more of a monthly thing as I'm starting to learn more about my own psychology. There are little things of like, I shouldn't be off antidepressants, but I am. When I next talk to my doctor, I'm probably going to say that and say, hey, I'm off them, and that original the cognitive behavioural therapy, which didn't work a long time ago, is starting to work again. So it's there's one of those things of like, because I'm able to properly separate my own. I'm able to separate my logical mind from the overly emotional part, which, the emotional part is still a valid thing. It's a but it's a warning. It's like, there's a reason why people can talk about it as if it's demons, because it's kind of like it feels it. Once you if you ever have it, it's like, no, I can completely understand why this is considered demons. They very much. They're not. If you're able to separate your mind from it, you actually can, think about things logically, and you realize it's like the parts of your brain that are causing you to constantly think that someone's, that what are antidepressants like for me? The issue is, right, with antidepressants, there's like, my metabolism is very slow to uptake them. So like for like a month, things feel worse. I have, they reduce my energy, and and those things in my mind, the sort of the emotional thoughts, they get stronger. Like I find myself doom scrolling less on them, and things actually start to become fun again. With on antidepressants, that is one of the symptoms that I do agree with. You become less affected by a lot of the innate. There's a part of your mind that's more logical, right? And it starts to take over. And I start to, I worry less about things and calculate what I need to do about them a whole lot more. And that works. It's a case of like, oh no, when you're a good example, right? I don't know if you get this, but a lot of people I know do. Is that late at night is the time that you start thinking about things, right? Your mind sort of you think about everything in the day. Everything in the day. Geez, that's killed all of us, and it wasn't my fault. So I'm trying to concentrate on little things. I'm going to throw this a little bit further away. Right. Just it being at the very end of this. It's not helpful. I feel like my computer's starting to struggle with the amount of things here. Jeez. Why is the other person not joining in? Yeah. It's yeah. The nightly thoughts. Yeah. That's actually interesting. I've never heard. I've never actually heard that. Sleeping with a plush actually helping with that. Oh crap. I'll admit my sleeping things are not the comfiest, and that's entirely by design because I find that for some reason I find it more comfortable to sleep on a harder floor. But what I'm missing is definitely. I think we should just. Yeah. Cool. The other guy's got it as well. Yeah. The thoughts at night, right, where you think about the day, right, and the issue is it's like every once in a while you have what I would call a cringe thought, right, and sometimes it's not true. Is one of the bigger issues. Is mission failed. We failed the mission. I thought we succeeded. Huh. Okay. Yeah. Whoops. Yeah. When you have one of those cringe thoughts, right, you start doubting, like because it's one of those things. Like for my mind specifically, it will be thinking back to something that went a little bit awry, and then immediately thinking that my friends hate me. Right. That's one of those things that in my mind, constantly happens when I'm off antidepressants. But when and when I'm on antidepressants, I'm able to think logically. Yeah. It's one of those things. Like it helps. I do think clearer on them. Is the thing, right? Because I've got using some of the curricular behavioural therapies, because I'm able to separate out those thoughts a lot more. I'm starting to do it without antidepressants, and those thoughts still come up, but I'm able to realise that those thoughts have come up, and using some of the therapies things, like asking, okay, that's happened. Why do I think that's happened? And realising that it's an emotional response, not a logical one. My own brain is slightly more able to process that idea instead of just sort of falling for it and being and what I would call a doom spiral. That's one of the things that this isn't a thing. I can actually bring my lasers this time. I'm less likely to spiral into a sort of thing of depressive thoughts. You saying that reminds me, I probably shouldn't have. It's the thing is, right, for me, I find it difficult not to, because of the expectations of modern day. Like, I feel like, it wasn't a bad thing a long time ago when the idea of not responding to things immediately, and I should make sure I've responded to my cousin actually. the idea of actually with friends, it's. I feel like it's harder to maintain nowadays with a lot of expectations on the idea that what got landed in immediately extract. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, it's one of the things of like, I feel as an introvert I need this sort of time, the time to not respond immediately. Like I've gotten into the habit of actually literally not looking at messages sometimes because I don't like that a lot of places, a lot of apps will show, oh, they've looked at this message but they've not responded, and it's like the idea of leaving someone on read, that honestly horrifies me because, and it doesn't help that I actually got fired from a job. I wouldn't say it's not directly because of this, or else I could have sued them. But I know for a fact it's because the manager, hated the fact that I didn't respond to messages immediately. Because when the manager messaged me saying, "Oh, you should do this," I immediately did it. I didn't respond with a "Okay, I'll do it." It's like, and the expectation of that on society these days is really harsh on me as a person who is that severely introverted. It just makes sense in my head. It's like, oh, someone's told me to do something, I should do it, and then and it's just odd. It's something I don't like about how things have gone these days. It's like I feel like it puts a lot of pressure on us. Like one of those things I found as an introvert, and this is something that watching other VTubers has kind of taught me, because my own Kamiyoshi is Sayu, and she is extroverted, right? And one of the things she expressed as a yeah yeah I do, yeah. One of the things that I yeah, there we go. One of the things that she expressed that frustrates her about interacting with introverts is, oh crap, okay, why? Oh right, okay, they're changing to a D10 mission. What? Helldive. I was confused there. Yeah, one thing that frustrates her is that like we do need to organise our own things to try and get, like a lot of the time we do wait for people to respond to us before we organise an event kind of thing, like to meet up. So it's like, okay, right, I do need to sort that, and so my response to that has been to organise so many things, and it's like, okay, now I'm over organised, and I don't know if that's good for me either. But yeah, drop on proper micro bioprocessors if I can. Yep. Cool, I'll try and do that. But yeah, it has resulted in me actually seeing a whole lot of my friends more often. I'm doing a thing where I play Yu-Gi-Oh with 3 of them. My current plan is that a friend has found a new tabletop game that's for us to give a try. And I'll be trying to do that, play that with them, possibly over the weekend, depending on how things are going. I need to fully organise it with that. Also, another thing is a movie night with them, the friends. I brought that back. So it's like, there are little things of like, you know. And the thing is, it's like, a lot of friends are just, a lot of friends are actually very, very forgiving of just being like, hey, I was going through some hard times, you know, so I wasn't quite able to respond for a little while. It's surprising how many of them are actually, you know, just sort of fine with that and are actually kind of grateful that it's like, okay, no, you did get back in contact. Everything, you know, everything's good. You know, let's, you know. So it's like, and it is one of those things, like, especially if it's going through, you know, just being like, oh yeah. So I've got a Swedish friend, right? You know, I say Swedish friend. He's been on the stream before. He, you know, and he is actually from Scotland, but he currently lives in Sweden, right? And occasionally he has to like, drop out for quite a while, you know. But he'll eventually come back, and it'll be, you know, and everybody will just be glad that he's back for a little while. So it's like, one of the things that I've found is like, don't be afraid to contact someone that you've accidentally ghosted for quite a long time. A lot of the time, people are actually just grateful you're that you've responded to anything at all. So I think that, you know, so I think it's sometimes taking a break is fine. I try not to ghost, and I try to, but you know, there's times when it's like I've just gotten into the habit of like, even for the smallest thing, rarely responding first time seeing things. Like I legitimately just keep the notification up on my phone because I don't want to have to immediately respond. I need the little social breaks, you know. I don't know if some people would consider that habit bad, but considering that I got fired for smegging not responding immediately to a manager, I feel like I can justify not being not wanting to respond immediately, because of just having bad experiences with that being expected on me. Because, you know, I don't know, like, it's not that I'm old enough to have grown up in different times, but I do remember I was on the internet during older times when, you know, oh crap. And that wasn't necessarily expected. And I feel like we'd be better if, society's better if it's not in a rush, right? You know, there used to be the thing of like, you know, society only really functioned 5 days a week, and the rest of the time you sort of got some time to relax. And it's like, that's sort of expected. I feel like there are times when that's not expected anymore. I see online where it's a lot of people say it's like, oh right, in Europe, that's, you know, you still clock out at 5, you know, and that's it, done. And there were jobs where I did clock out at 5, and it's like, yeah, no, I'm done, kind of thing. But not necessarily the case anymore, you know. At the very least over here, there's definitely been issues with that sort of thing, where you're not really allowed to rest, and I think that that's actually kind of horrible. Like, thing is, the last time oh crap, I thought you was dead. Yeah. Yeah, I also think that email is really good in terms of communication. And it's one of those things of like, we've lost the art of the email of just, yeah, like, you know, we know for a fact that has been sent. there's no like if the email hasn't arrived, we get a notification for it, right? So it's like there's no, but the expectation of an immediate response wasn't there. You know, it was usually with email the response is, oh right, they've responded immediately. That's a surprise, you know, because it's not expected. You know, like a lot of the time it's a case of like with email, you expect a response within a day at most kind of thing of just being like, oh right, this is during your working hours kind of thing. And if I send an email at 4:30, then I'm not going to get an email immediately after, during the weekend, because I have seen those stories online where it's like someone sends an email at 4:30 on a Friday, person doesn't go to work for 2 days, opens their email up at 9 on a Monday, and it's like, oh, you haven't responded to my email. It's like, I only just got your email. But yeah. Ouch. Okay, that thing does more damage than I thought. Okay, it wasn't the thing that I thought it was. Where's my stuff? It's up there apparently. Oh, apparently this order's actually been cleared, so I may have been fighting up here for a little bit longer than I needed to. Crap. I need to reload this. I don't know, I feel like it's the urgency of a modern day that's a little bit hard on me as well. As I say, it's like I literally have a condition that makes it so I can't do everything immediately. And it's, even when I didn't have the condition, I genuinely still had issues with the urgency of and it wasn't like I wasn't doing what I needed to do immediately. It's just the communication element feels a little bit weird, a little bit like it's expecting too much. And I feel like that is an issue. I've forgotten to bring my drink over here. I keep thinking it's like, oh, I'll do it after this mission. And I've been for like 3 missions thinking, oh, I need to move my drink over here. Hopefully that's close enough to that if it can deal with it. It is. Nice. I found I'm actually quite a good shot in this game. Even though bullets are whizzing everywhere, like I can still make that great jump shot. Here he is down. I was a bit scared because I realised, wait a minute, that guy I was destroying, he's been moving a bit closer. I'm really struggling to hit this snagging missile. They've buffed those guys a little bit since the last time I played this. Consistently. There's still a thing here. That's it? Apparently not, but I need to run anyway. I'm under a little bit too much danger staying here. You don't have a lot of experience with FPS games. I kind of do. I think. It's one of those things of like I was in that era of Call of Duty, when it was a big thing. But I entered. I wouldn't say I entered late. But technically, my experience with first-person shooters did start with Doom on the PlayStation 1, and Doom on the PlayStation 1 is very different from what you get nowadays. And I just, oh, jeez, that's, oh, why Iron Storm now? Did I remember? I did not remember. I mean, the opposite. You do have a lot of experience, yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's one of those things. With I played with. There's not much I can do here. I'm probably going to die. Yep, there. Yeah, I've a lot of experience with them. I came in during. I played them mostly during the Call of Duty era, where it was from World at War to Black Ops 2. Roughly, I played mostly first-person shooter games, so I was from that generation of first-person shooter gamers. It's like, I play an absolute ton of Call of Duty, and I really liked it. I liked the fast-paced stuff. Not like I haven't played some of the ones before. Once again, I played a lot of Doom. There's a reason, like, the one time I streamed Doom on this channel, it scared the crap out of me. So it's like, you can tell I played that game when I was really young. But I actually played a lot of the Quake Live as well. I actually played a ton of that. So it's like a case of first-person shooters. They're not my main genre, but they are my secondary genre. I would say I probably have played first-person shooters for is second in the most played genres I've played. First is RTS games. But if you look at the top three, my top three favourite games, technically none of them are first-person shooters, even though I do enjoy the genre quite a lot. Because my top three games are Age of Empires 2, which yes, I've played that a fair bit on this channel. It's genuinely still my favourite game of all time. There is second favourite game is actually The Sims. As in literally the first Sims game on the PC. And then my third favourite was Final Fantasy VI, which I've already completed Final Fantasy VI. I need to play Final Fantasy IX, because I've been told that a lot of people who really enjoy Final Fantasy VI really enjoy Final Fantasy IX. Then... next favourite game is actually Dynasty Warriors Empires, which I believe is a hack and slash. Oh crap. Then it was Mount and Blade Warband, which is a... That's not the first time I've dove right into a whole volley of Smegid Shredder tank bullets, but it's starting to get annoying the amount of times I do that. So I ran over to get the drink, because I'm really thirsty. This room is too hot. We're currently suffering a heat wave in the UK. Apparently it's not as bad up here as it is down in London. Apparently in London it's like reaching 40, and it's like, Sven, we used to say 30 was the summer here, Like when it started getting to like 26, I was like, oh, it's getting really warm, isn't it? Now it's reaching Smegging 40s now in terms in Celsius, and it's like, Jesus, that's so hard to keep myself. It's become so hard to keep myself at a good temperature. I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, get an air conditioner." I can't afford an air conditioner. It's one of those things of like, if I was to get one, what I'd like to do is get one of the ones that go in the window. But I already have enough problems with my windows as they are currently leaking every time it rains. So it's like, I can't do anything about that. So it's like, and those portable air conditioners, I can't afford them either. The little swamp cooler ones, I can make those myself, and I've currently got a frozen bottle of Mountain Dew by next to me, in the hopes of like, yeah, okay, this will cool down the room very slightly, because that's literally the best thing I can do. Like literally just adding ice to the room. Like downstairs, it's fine, because you know, this is like a really awkward place this is a really awkward place for cooling. Awkward design of house where it's a case of like, okay, they put 2 flats in the bottom, but and they're going to put 1 more flat on the top. So basically, our stairs go right above the flat below, but there's like barely any room. So there's a second floor, which is just our bedrooms that they've placed right on top of the pretty narrow living room. But it's all fine downstairs, where there is a big enough window that you can open to let things in. But because it's 2 rooms in the sort of attic space. But Jesus, jeez, can only jump so far, and that's only the one thing. Yeah. It's become extremely hard to cool this place down. Yeah. So I need the little things that I have are I have this the bottle I have is a I can't remember the word for it. Thermal double insulated flask kind of thing, you know. Where it's yeah. Thank you. Yeah, no, it's like it's very good to just have you on. You know, once again, I should probably just say, you know, the charity event down below. Oh crap. You know, I'm very happy to have you on. You honestly, you make my day. Honestly, like just having you on stream to talk to legitimately makes the streaming 10 times more fun. Right, I'll 100% say that. In the link in the description, there is a little thing to donate to save the children if you so wish. Don't worry if you don't have the money or can't at the time. Literally, just watching my stream will bring will hopefully help the algorithm bring more eyes onto the event itself, which should hopefully just boost its engagement ratings. Right, that's all I need to do. So literally, you being here and making this stream a whole lot of fun has honestly been brilliant. Like, thank you for thank you for calling me awesome as well. Like, to be honest, I feel like you're awesome. I honestly do. Like, just having you here to talk about things is just honestly brilliant. So I'm really happy having you on. So take care, and yeah. So it's hopefully I hope to see you on my stream again once again, because it's like I've as I say, I've honestly missed you. So yeah. Oh yeah, thank you. Oh crap. Cool. Yep, take care. I'll see you next time. Hopefully, well, next time you're not busy. Good luck with the part-time job and the doctor's appointments. Hopefully those go well for you. Alright, okay. We're doing literally the fuel extraction thing right now. So it's going to be taking a little while. There we go, organic plasma extracted. Yeah, I've got probably about another hour left of this stream as well, though. So all things should be good. Yeah. I've got another thing. Then I'm probably going to head off to watch the Scotland versus Brazil game because no Scotland, no party. But oh, I hear a car. Oh. Nice. Yeah, I didn't even notice the little guy there with the car. I'm glad that he's at least honking the horn. Most people don't. They'd usually just like, okay, the person's not getting in, they'll drive off. Ow. Right. Well, just calling down a sentry and then running away. That's my stuff. It's fine. Joe Star family technique. Go. Oh Jesus! Oh God! I'm glad I ran away from that. Don't need any more of the things. I don't think I've died that much. I've been good. I've been performing well. Going everywhere. I feel like this charity event has brought out the best players. Honestly, it's been really fun playing with some of these people. It's like they're a lot more talkative than usual, and I feel like that's made it a whole lot more fun. And so it's like actually I feel like there's a whole lot more cooperation going on now than there usually is. But I feel like there's I feel like I drop into the game like I disagree with a lot of people who feel like the fan base of this game is somewhat toxic because it's honestly I honestly feel it's great. And events like this I think are proof, honestly. There we go, he's called in the thing. So I just need to make my way down. God. Of course there's someone trying to chase me. Well, it's no Scotland, no party, eh? I'm bringing a party with me. There we go. There's me accidentally bringing out the thing again. Okay, I can't bring down my laser sentry yet. I do like this combination. This is called the well, I call it the P-Diver combination because I actually don't like swearing. Once again, it's the thing that if you notice my streams, it's like especially now because Helldivers is a game that has a higher age rating. It's like I still have a restricted thing, but it's a case of I don't like swearing just personally. So it's one of those things. If I often get told, it's like there's a phrase goes around the UK of to swear like a Scotsman, and it's one of those things that I completely go against that stereotype. My family considers it to be the way that our own family's culture, because to celebrate my family goes out for a meal, whereas most families in Scotland would go out for a drink. So the old, drinking Boston dry kind of thing. It's like my family wouldn't do that, but most Scots would because it's very common to be a drinking family here. There is, and in terms of swearing, that's literally just a me thing, right? I grew up with a household that was willing to swear, but there was the one rule: you don't swear at the children, which I think is an entirely reasonable rule, right? But I still wanted to find something, so I actually did the old childish thing of having alternatives to swearing, and I kind of preferred them. Gonna throw a thing at it. Laser will do. If it shows itself, it's going to get heavily lasered. That went well. Oh man, but I do need a drink after that. Oh, what's the Svein Sam site? It's the unfortunate thing, if you don't know what all the missions are, so just the thing of losing one, it's lost 1 star from us. The thing is, the ice in this has melted, so this is now room temperature. Albeit, room temperature is not as hot as this room is right now. Yeah. Man, I used 17 stims. But I did bring the armor that gives me more stims, and I died quite a lot too. So we're doing a good job right now. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's Scotland man's job to look at the mini map like that. Okay, good. That's sabotage base. Doable. Laser over laser cannon. There we go. I've realised we're all roughly 150. I'm the lowest level here. I'm fully thingied. Silver Squarey. I should bring back an old thing of the conversation generator. Oh god. Here is one. Sveigen, if you could only have one superpower, what would it be? Right? And the thing is, I do have an answer, and it's a cop-out. Because the answer is, whatever Harry's superpower is. I don't know if you've ever seen if anybody's ever seen Haruhi Suzumiya, right? The melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya is, oh crap, we've already got one guy down. Is an old classic that you had to be there for to understand just how good it was. Because it's one of those things of like, people will watch Haruhi nowadays, and they won't get it, right? But this was, oh god, this was before even the moe genre had reached its height. But if you watched Haruhi, you probably watched it when the moe genre was at its height. I got my grenade out. That's all it needs to do. All it needs to do is destroy all those things. So you can ragdoll me all you want, as long as you're swinging. God. Crap! I missed. It's on. All I need to do is swing and stem and get the smeg out here. That's one of the great things about this game. You don't need to. You could be absolutely reckless with your life as long as you get that objective done. And I've just done it. And now I'm running away from the base. You can't do that in like Metal Gear Solid or anything. So once you're spotted, like you're smegged. Crap. I was hoping that would work. Not in a good place. I'm not in a good place. Okay. Running. All I need to do is get away from here. And I need to hope they don't keep ragdolling me into more enemies, which does seem to keep happening. Yeah, and I'm dead there. You can only do so much. Again. I swear they've increased the oh crap, there's a LiDAR. I'll focus. We need to focus LiDAR. I don't even know what killed me there. But yeah. Haruhi's powers, right? And I don't think this is a spoiler, because the whole of Haruhi is a little bit of a mystery. One, two, three. Man, I'm happy that my ultimatum didn't go off there. 4. There we go, it's down. Now to get running. Because I think that probably best that I don't thingy. I'll call down a laser sentry though, because we do need the support at least. Yeah. Once again, it's the thing of it's odd having friends who got into anime late, right? Because I've got a lot of friends who are into anime a lot, and are actually like a lot more into anime than me now. I say this just speaking of VTuber. But like I got into anime before the moe genre. No, I got into anime at the height of the moe genre, around 2009. I can, unlike most things, like I actually have an exact date where for when things changed. So I would say it was 2010 that I got into anime because I discovered Vocaloid on Christmas Eve 2009. So, oh crap. Whatever, I'm close to the artillery thing. But at that point, who was Queen? Haruhi was, right? By far, like, Haruhi was a cultural phenomenon that was still very much talked about. The and I don't know how to explain Haruhi, but the main plot of Haruhi is like, you know, the idea that, you know, God being a high school girl who doesn't even know that they're God, right? So the world basically sometimes, occasionally, gets into a whole bunch of crap from because she is basically she is having a small tantrum, you know. So, but the world, because of that, you know, sort of coalesces around the high school club that she's made, you know, because it turns out all of them have a common interest in making sure that she does not fall into depression, because that could mean the end of the world, because she could destroy it if she wanted it hard enough, right? And it's one of the things of, like, you know, the oddness of the SOS Brigade being this, you know, being time traveler, an alien, and an Esper, being, you know, everything that Haruhi wants, but Haruhi can never know, or at least they don't want Haruhi to know. Chun does tell her at some point, but she doesn't believe it because, you know, that would be weird. But Haruhi essentially is getting her wishes fulfilled, and she's not a good person. Yeah, I'll say that. You know, so she's you know, she's not some kind of Mary Sue kind of thing, right? And that's what I like about it. There is deep flaws that they have to understand about her, as just, you know, as she is literally, other than that, a regular human, but she has an eye for adventure, right? So, you know, as, you know, as a teenager, you know, a lot of us very much have that thing where we get Haruhi, you know, like, you know, speaking Haruhi, the life that Haruhi has is somewhat desirable for a lot of us, especially at that age, especially now when you've got people like me who are somewhat who have somewhat of a disdain for modern society, you know. No, I don't. I was like, do I have the thing that would allow me to destroy that? I don't. I'm on autopilot right now. It's like, this is right. I played Helldivers enough that that's like, I just know what to do. You know, and I'm gonna. I don't even. Oh crap! Chill. Well, they're helping me. Realize I don't even have a rover out. Once again, I'm on so much autopilot right now. I don't have the equipment to do this mission. And robot thinkies are on my side. Oh wow, we've actually found the SAM site this time round. Good. Don't know if this is a good place to drop a guy. Okay. At least we're doing something. Where is that terminal? I think he's got us. I'm just going to drop down. Wow. Yeah, I've forgotten to call down everything. There we go. Even if I don't have the best equipment, I'm good enough at the game that I know how to swing and counter. It helps if the camera's not in my way. Well, I've at least accidentally found the... Right. One, two, three. Come on. Come on. There we go. Sam sight up. Well, I guess what I get for running into a section of enemies. At least. But yeah. Life is, you know, things are going well. Things are going well. I'm going to rush for the rush down and try and get my stuff back. Oh, that was a whole fortress. Okay. Okay. But yeah, like... But yeah, if I were to have a superpower, it would basically be what Haruhi is. Because... No, once again, Haruhi doesn't know our powers, but they are like, you know, completely extensive. And, you know... And they were, you know, and they're... It's sort of odd to explain those, but it's a case of like a good power should be hard to explain in my opinion anyway, you know? It's fine. You give me infinite potential, I take it, you know? Always I want to. No guarantee I will. No, Rover, you gave away my position! Yeah, it worked. It's fine, I've got an ally who's firing rockets at it anyway. Raising tower. Right. Yeah. I actually got into anime when Haruhi was big. Now, I don't know how much of Haruhi's popularity came from its singing dance number. Yeah. Because it had... Don't bring extraction yet, we've only just got the LiDAR station. You don't know how much super credits we could be missing out on. Good, a full 180. Nice. Also around the north, it seems. I'm glad they gave me a free car. Imagine if you could just drop cars like this. It's thinking the amount of time that I've seen because I heard that in the when Scotland Man was in the army, you know, doing training exercises, he never actually got called up or anything. I don't think you can call up cadets. But one of the things he did was one of the things that was apparently constantly requested was transportation. Like, can we, you know, requesting what they called the White Fleet, which was a van basically, and it always got denied because of course it did. The army doesn't. Well, no, that was a bad idea. I know the priority right now is trying destroying Yed Prior and saving the children. So, like, I don't blame these guys for doing that, for just wanting to extract, but it's not my way. So my way is to do everything. You know, Svein, serve Super Rare in every way we can, you know. To our fullest. So I'm a little bit disappointed to end at this. Anyway, we seem to have a lull, so I'll go and generate another one. Do I like to plan things out or be spontaneous? Right, now, anybody who knows me knows that I am... I mentioned earlier the way that I like to do things is I like the logical part of my mind. I rely on it, right? So I am always a planner, right? But the issue is that there are certain things that will just stress me out if I plan them, so I have to act very spontaneously. For example, streaming. You know, this is one of those things that it's like, oh, if I try to plan out a stream, during my worst times, right, streaming has been terrible if I try to plan it. I have almost never arrived in time for a scheduled stream. I don't have that war wand. Yeah. So if I try to be like, okay, 9 o'clock, I'll do a stream, then it probably means I won't do a stream at 9 o'clock. Right. I've made an exception for this charity event, which is one of the first times that I've ever actually succeeded in trying. to do something like that. But it's one of those things of like, if I have something that needs done, I like to plan it out. I don't. I'm actually slightly worse when planning it out. Because the thing is, I can plan really rapidly, and my own instincts are better at planning than I think that my abilities are. Honestly, you know, one of those things of like. That's all I can do. That's right, I don't have that emote, man. Yeah, one more. The unfortunate thing is I would like to do two more, right? But I'm not convinced that I can, because I want to watch the Scotland game. Of course I do. Everybody in Scotland has to. You know, unless if they're into football, and yeah, it's like I am actually into football. Like I'm not a big football fan, right? I'm a very recent one, and it's like, you know, I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, I've got, you know, it's like I'm, you know, Spain supporting. I don't support a big team. I support my local team, which is different in my opinion, right? Support my local team and I support my nation, right? You know, so it's like I'm all behind Scotland here, you know, and it's like there's no other way I would be, you know, because that's all I care about. I don't actually care too much about winning. I care about representing on the world stage, you know. That's what I want to do. That's what I like doing. And I genuinely think that, you know, Spain, I genuinely think we can beat Brazil, and that's not necessarily because we're good. I think that's more because Brazil's morale has not recovered since Germany, right? And I have a feeling, you know, we might eke out with a bit of luck, right? And I very much want us to, because the World Cup is some of the most fun you'll have watching football. It got me into football, right? Blitz. Search and destroy. It's going to be a short one. Yeah. I'm going to try it. The spear. Yeah. I've got to bring the usual. Considering something. You know, I don't think I'm all good for a thing like this. Technically, what I could do is I could bring the sapper armor, get extra grenades, and also still bring the ultimatum, so I'd get plenty. Okay, final topic for today is what is my go-to breakfast food? Right. And the thing is, I've mentioned earlier that I'm switching up my diet a little bit to try and recover from some of the weight gain I had during being disabled. Right. One of the things that I have been. Is that what I think it is? There we go. Why are my grenades not sticking to him? That's a third grenade that's not stuck to him. It's going to go up here. I'm going to release a That's the wrong thing. Let's not go that strong. Whatever, that'll do. Down, up, left, down, up, left. That's what I want. Once again, it doesn't land where it needs to. Apparently that's because Arrowhead hate heights. I got out of there just in time. Oh. Still a lot of things that... There we go. Right, to the right. There we go. LiDAR up. Grab that and go. Well, it killed the War Strider. That's about the most I could have asked of it. 8 hills. I figured 8 hills. Whee! Well, they blasted me to safety. That's a good thing. Come on. Smeg it, I'll just shoot him with them. A to B, digging a hole. Diggy hole, I'm digging a hole. Could have gone with us the other way around. Someone's already dug those out. Now this is an old strategy called fish hooking. Yeah, you run right back where you go, but you take a very sudden turn, and then you do that. This is a good way of losing your enemy. Because if you do, you get to see your enemy as they're trailing you, and that means you can ambush them. The ideal is not to run into a smanging fortress while doing this. I bet still. Bring in our party. Now, yeah, Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about, breakfast. Kill him before he shoots me. I've been walking into too many machine gun shots recently. Right. Okay, breakfast, right. I have three choices, right, because I've realised, right, I have been skipping lunch, because you don't need to have lunch. Something that a lot of people have started doing is intermittent fasting. I don't intermittent fast, right, but it's one of the things of like, it's not a bad way of reducing your calorie intake, as long as you make sure to supplement it with calorie output, or else your body goes into a sort of thingy mode where you kind of eat less, where you use less as you are going about your daily survival. But one of the things that can be done is Smeagol is I have breakfast and I have dinner. Dinner is communal, breakfast is not. So, I often use this as an excuse to eat some of the tastier things I used to have for lunch at this point. Just to cause utter chaos and run. There we go. Yep, just keep running, just keep running, just keep running. So, my choices are noodles, which is just ramen noodles. All I do is I boil a kettle, you know, Smeagol. It's a really lazy method of doing it. Usually you might put it in a pot, right? That means you can actually make it so much tastier. But I'm lazy, right? I put it in a large mug, crack it in half, large mug, fill the kettle, fill the water from the kettle, Smeagol just, you know, instantly starts cooking. Wow. So I completely even forgot I brought the spear. There we go. That's, once again, quite something. Noodles are my first thing, right? If I'm feeling too lazy for noodles, what I'll do is I will make cereal. I have a mix of malted wheats, right? There is a malted wheat there is a malted wheat thing that I have, which is chocolate malted wheats, because they're not too much, but I also fill them with just not unflavoured, but plain ones, right? Just whole wheat grains, because they're extremely high in fibre, right? And it's like, because I found cornflakes don't fill me, right? You know, they're tasty, but they don't fill me, right? You add just enough to make the milk taste nice with chocolate cereal, then you add just whole wheat cereal, and it's like, it's not as good, but it's bearable. And it's high in fibre, so you actually feel full afterwards. So I actually do prefer it. And the other thing I do is got one more, which has something to do with lettuce. Because with my With the noodles, I've been just shredding up lettuce and adding it to my cereal. It's easy, lettuce doesn't go off very fast. It's all really good. And it's high in fibre. Better to add spinach, yeah, but spinach is expensive and goes off quick. So lettuce, good enough. More veg in my diet. After, sometimes I'm tempted to have salad sandwiches, right? Which a bit high in calories, yeah. But it's making, yeah. Once again, it just needs to fill me up for quite a while. There was one other thing, and I can't remember what it is off by heart. I don't know if I will remember it because I've only got 30 more minutes. Seconds. I think that is going to be it. Got Pelican 1 and 2. There we go. Throw down a GG. Oh, and unfortunately, that's probably all I'm going to do for today. It's been a shorter day than it was yesterday. I don't have a Scotland man with me today, so it's only slightly longer than my usual stream. It's a 2-hour one instead of it's fine, what, 4 hours I did last time? But it's nonetheless been fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching. So, as usual, with these charity streams, there's a link in the description, unless you're on Kick, which I've forgotten, and I should just link you the thing on Kick. Thing on Kick to just say the thing that I have, the charity that we are thinging for. Now, this is, you'll be linked to just the my referential thing. There we go. Nice to exchange hugs at the end. There we go. That's the one thing I love about this community, right? We're all playing for charity right now, but Svegan, you have goodbyes like that. Svegan, that's what makes this game, you know? Svegan, like, that's what makes this game so great, in my opinion. Svegan, the acknowledgement of each other. The Svegan, hey, that was a good game. You did well. They have that contact of each other. I don't feel like I've had that contact in any other game. You know, the hugs at the end, the Svegan. You know, the most I felt was in Quake Live, where we all used to say GG. And it's swinging brilliant. Like, we're all coming together to save the children, right? I've popped the link in the description for the donation link. I've already put in my £50, right? I put in I've donated my $50 to the cause, right? Once again, I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I believe in this. I believe in this charity event, right? I believe as Helldivers, us coming together to do good in the world, right? Because I believe in democracy, I believe in freedom, and I believe in humanity, right? That's what I genuinely believe in, right? And I think that we can make a lot of good, right? Through doing events like this. And they're so much fun, right? Because I've had so much fun over the last 2 days. And this is just the first 2 days. We got the rest of the week to go. So, as long as I'm hoping the viewers, right, whether you've watched or you're heading off for the night, if you're just lurking, right, I hope you all are having a wonderful time doing this, right? Because I am. And I'm hoping that we are just bringing smiles across the planet, man. Right? That's all I'm hoping, right? And it's not like I don't hope that every week, right? I always hope that we can bring something great, right? But, Smegan, yeah, it's been great. And I've really enjoyed today. And I really hope to enjoy the rest of the week. And I've really enjoyed this community. And I'm really hoping that this charity does well. So, once again, link in the description. Don't worry if you can't donate. It's just having your eyes on me, right? Having your eyes on someone doing this stream is already doing more than enough to help. And I hope that everybody feels good for doing that, Either way, unfortunately, I will be heading off now. I hope you guys have very much. Hope you guys have enjoyed the stream. I have been a Listers, a person who goes by the name Listers. And I will see you guys next time.